So good day to all of you. So continue our next point of that chapter, bioequivalence and bioequivalence study. That is bioequivalence study. So in this, what is bioequivalence? Before going to the bioequivalence, what is equivalence? Equivalence is a relative term which compares the drug product with their respective characteristics or their functions. So in the bioequivalence which is called as which is referred as a comparative bioavailability. In many instances, it promote a product containing same amount of drug marketed in the same dosage form, which has exhibit marketed therapeutic differences. म्हणजे same amount एक वेगवेगळ्या डोसेज सेम फॉर्म्युलेशन मध्ये सेम अमाऊंट ऑफ ड्रग असून डिफरन्स त्याची देअर थेरपेटिक activity or therapeutic or pharmacology activity will be difference. So these different brands of same drug product which are similar dose strength. So these different brand containing same amount of the dose, but that which is called as a chemical equivalent. So the comparison study of different brands of same drug products which has similar dose strength, which is called as a chemical equivalent. So the different brands of the same drug product which has similar dose strength but difference in the drug concentration in the plasma, it is due to their difference in the rate of absorption from this drug product, and also some factors which are included these differences. So first, that is use of different ingredients or formulation materials. Example, lubricant, diluents, or disintegrant. Second, use of similar material from different vendors or suppliers. Next, validity process variables, method of manufacturing differences, and last will be the equipment used in the different manufacturing process. So these are the factors which will be affect the different plasma concentration in the same amount, different plasma concentration in the same amount of the dose in the different brand product will be differ. Next point, which is called as a pharmaceutical equivalent. So this FDA defines the pharmaceutical equivalent as follows. The drug products are said to be pharmaceutical equivalent if they contain same active ingredient and they are indistinguishable in their strength or concentration, dosage form, and route of administration, which is called as a pharmaceutical equivalent. So what is the definition of this pharmaceutical equivalent? So according to FDA, the drug products are said to be pharmaceutical equivalent if they contain same active ingredient and they are indistinguishable in their strength or concentration or their dosage form and their route of administration. So this product may or may not contain same excipient. So अशा product मध्ये it contain may or may not it contain this same material or other excipients. Example, two tablet formulation which are given into this table. So in this tablet A and tablet B contain same active ingredient. So that is, this is the formulation of paracetamol tablet. So there are which have contain same drug, paracetamol drug, but there are difference in their uh, excipients, but their route of administration will be same. So this is the ingredient in this is these two types of paracetamol tablet A or tablet B. So in tablet A, there is a no ABCL like ingredient. In tablet B, there is a ABCL will be present, lactose will be absent. So this is a example of this pharmaceutical equivalent. Next, pharmaceutical alternative. So pharmaceutical alternatives are those products that have the same therapeutic moiety but variety of the salt, esters, or complexes of the moiety or the different dosage form or strength. So pharmaceutical alternatives mean these are the alternatives. Those products have same therapeutic moiety, that is same drug, but variety of the salt or complexes or the moiety or different dosage form or strength. So in this mainly drug have same, that is same drug will be available, but in the either in the salt form or ester form or in the complex, or they are different in the dosage form. Either they are in the tablet or in the suspension or any type of dosage form. For example, in the in this table, the two formulation are given of this ibuprofen are in this tablet. The dose will be the same, that is 300 mg, and suspension, the ibuprofen suspension will be that is 300 mg. Where A and B products contain same active ingredient, so that is same, that is ibuprofen drug, but not pharmaceutical equivalent because the dosage form is different. In pharmaceutical equivalent, the dosage form will be same. One dosage form will be tablet and another will be the suspension. So these are the pharmaceutical alternatives. So these are the pharmaceutical alternatives. So in the what is the alternative? Alternative in the pharmaceutical equivalent, the dosage form will be same of the same drug body. But alternative, the dosage form will be different, but drug will be same. Next point is the bioequivalence or biological equivalence. So bioequivalence or biological equivalence are pharmaceutical equivalent that show comparable bioavailability which can be expressed similar rate and extent of the drug absorption of the therapeutic drug moiety when are studied under the similar experimental conditions. And also this bioequivalence means it is a relative term which denotes that drug substances in two or more identical dosage form which can be released into the system in circulation at the same relative rate and the same relative extent, that is their plasma concentration time profile will be identical without any significant of statistical differences. So what is bioequivalence? It is relative term which denotes drug substances into two or more identical dosage form which reaches to the systemic circulation at the same rate, same relative rate, and same relative extent, that is amount in their, also that is their plasma concentration time profile will be similar or identical without any changes of these statistical differences, which is called as the bioequivalence. So pharmaceutical alternatives also can be bioequivalent because their comparison is made here for therapeutic drug component but not for the between the identical chemical compounds. The FDA defines and they explain the condition where the test and the reference drug must be bioequivalent. So FDA defines and explains this condition where test drug and the reference drug must be bioequivalent, and the rate and extent among absorption by the comparing two parameters of viability, that is rate and amount of drug absorption, rate and viability rate and the amount of drug absorption or peak plasma concentration or time of peak concentration, area under the curve of the test product from the reference product. So there will be comparative study of these parameters, their viability rate, amount of drug absorption, peak concentration, time of peak concentration or area under the curve of the test product from the reference product. So the bioequivalence, it is a relative study of the drug product of drug which has same different two or more identical dosage form which are going to the systemic circulation. Their amount rate of absorption, their rate of absorption and their extent will be same without any statistical changes, which is called as a bioequivalence or biological equivalence. Next means bioequivalence study design. A study design which is used to estimate bioequivalence study design which used to estimate the essential pharmacokinetic parameters which are differ significantly from the bioequivalence study meant of comparing the test formulation with the reference product. So what is bioequivalence study? It is simply comparison of this or estimation of the essential parameters which are significant from this bioequivalence study, that is for comparing this test formulation with the reference product. The simplest and most common experimental design in the comparison with bioavailability of the two drug products is crossover design. So mostly use comparative study which is called as a comparison study between the two drug products, which is crossover design study. So first, crossover design study. In this method, this is the lesson effect of the end subject variability in the study with each subject its own control. So in crossover design, it is mainly study of end subject variability, means genetic differences study with each subject at its own control. There are usually two types. Crossover design are mainly two types. So first, Latin square crossover design, and second, balance and complete block design. So the crossover design, which is study the effect of the end subject variability with each subject its own control, and there are mainly two types: lattice square crossover design and balance incomplete design. So first, that is lattice square crossover design. So in this study or in this method, every subject receives just one every formulation, and every formulation is administered only one time in every study. So in lattice square design, this subject or patient which receive once every formulation, जेवढं प्रत्येक फॉर्म्युलेशन ते प्रत्येक त्याला ऍडमिनिस्टर केलं जातं ऍप ओनली ऍट वन टाइम, एका वेळी फक्त for this study. The design in two ways and three ways or four ways crossover design. So each design there are two ways or three ways or this four ways crossover design. In two-way crossover design study, during the selection of the subject, age, gender, weight, disease state are taken into the consideration. So in two-way design, two-way crossover design, their consideration of these parameters like subject parameters like age, their age, gender, weight, disease state, and disease state. So in this, here the 12 subjects are used for the study of the bioequivalence of the two formulations in the treatment A and B. During the first study, subject 1 to 6 will receive A dosage form as A formulation, while subject 7 to 12 receives treatment B. So in this, there are use of 12 subjects for the study for this bioequivalence of the two formulation. That is the two formulas, that is A or B. First, subject 1 to 6 will receive A dosage form. Subject 7 to 12 receive B dosage form. And second study, it started washout period where need of wait of complete removal of the drug from the body. So washout period means 99% of the drug will be completely removed from this body. So in the second study, it will be started after this is the first study. In this in the first study, the first subject 1 to 6 will receive treatment A, and and the subject which has 7 to 12 which has received treatment B. In second study, it will be alternate. So subject A to 6 will receive treatment B, and subject 7 to receive treatment A. So this is a table, a two-way crossover design, that is subject first group, that is 1 to 6 which received first time A treatment in the first study, and 6 which has 7 to 12 which has received B studies. In second time, the subject from 1 to 6 which received B formulation, and subject 7 to 12 which receive A formulation. So disadvantage of this study, it requires lengthened time to complete the study for the reason that washout the period is amounted to study will be due to the more biological half-life of the drug, and it is increase the number of study period indication to the high subject dropouts and their study tiresome. So the main disadvantage, it require more time to study by using this bioequivalent study, by using two formulation, by using this crossover design, lattice square design. It require more time because of the washout period between the two study due to the more biological half-life of the drug. Also, it will be increase the high subject dropouts and the study. It more tiresome or complicated. So, what is washout period? The time interval in the middle of two treatments, which is called as a washout period. म्हणजे दोघांमधला दोन स्टडी मधला जो डिफरन्सेस आहे, एखादा आधी जो ड्रग आपण ऍडमिनिस्टर केलाय तो कम्प्लिटली रिमूव्ह होण्यासाठी जेवढा टाइम लागतो, which is called as the washout period. So complete of 99% of elimination of the drug, administered dose of the drug will be based upon the half-life of the drug, and at least 6 to 7 biological half-life should be permitted between the treatment. So complete removal of the drug which required at least 6 to 7 biological half-life, म्हणजे त्याच्यामधला ड्रग कम्प्लिटली रिमूव्ह किंवा एखादा सब्जेक्ट मधला कम्प्लिटली रिमूव्ह त्याच्यासाठी 6 to 7 बायोलॉजिकल हाफ लाईफ लागतात. सो द पिरियड दॅट इज वॉशआउट पिरियड इन्क्रीज, म्हणजे दोघांमध्ये ट्रीटमेंट मधला जो वॉशआउट पिरियड म्हणजे कम्प्लिटली ड्रग रिमूव्ह होणारा जो पिरियड असेल तो काय असतो, किंवा दोन ट्रीटमेंट मधला पिरियड तो काय असतो, जास्त असतो. सो इट विल बी मेन डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ दिस लॅटिक्स क्रॉसओव्हर डिझाइन. Next, balanced incomplete block design. Next type cross design, that is balanced incomplete block design. So if more than 3 formulation lattice square design is not admissible. So if comparison between two formulations, there is a lattice square design will be used. But if more than three, there will lattice square design not be used. So for this, the balanced incomplete block design eradicates many different difficulties encountered with lattice square. So for this, there will be used as a balanced incomplete block design. So if each volunteer predictable to receive at least two formulations, it receives at least two formulations. So such study can be done by using. So such studies can be using this design. So प्रत्येक volunteer एक तरी at least टू किंवा दोन तरी फॉर्म्युलेशन काय असते रिसीव्ह किंवा ऍडमिनिस्टर केलं. सो त्याच्यासाठी बॅलन्स इनकम्प्लीट ब्लॉक डिझाइन यूज करतो. सो बिलो टेबल shows four formulation, that is A, B, C, D in this design in each subject which receive two formulation and each formulation administered in the 6 times. So first subject, that is 1 to 12, that is first number subject which receive A or B, two subject A or C, three number subject A or D, four subject B or A. So each subject, so ABCD in this design, each subject which receive two formulation and each formulation is administered is 6 times. So this is a balanced incomplete block design. Next will be the parallel group design. In parallel group design, which receives so this there are two types other by these studies which are they are divided into the two types. First, that is parallel incomplete block design, which is divided into two types: parallel group design and replicated crossover study design. So this balance crossover design, which is divided into two types: parallel group design and replicated crossover study design. So first, parallel group design. In this design, the subjects are separated into the two groups, odd numbers, so odd numbers and even number subject which receive the formulation as shown in the below. So in this parallel group design, the subject will be separated into the two groups, odd and even numbers, and they are receive the formulation. There for this design, there is no washout period is necessary, and this design is more useful for the drug having long half-life. So first, that is these are two parallel group design, that is treatment A and treatment B. That is even they are divided or separated according to their even or odd numbers. Next will be the second will be the this design replicated crossover study design. So it is intra-subject variability observed in for highly variable drugs. So this type of design is mainly for the intra-subject variability in observed for highly variable drugs, and here not necessarily to expose the large amount of these patients. So in these designs, which is very helpful for the less healthy patient or subject will be used. These replicated crossover design are usually useful for the determination of individual bioequivalence, estimate the intra-subject variability for the both test and the reference product. So these designs are mainly useful for the determination of individual bioequivalence. So प्रत्येकाला individual bioequivalence किती आहे between this intra-subject variability in the test and the reference drug product. A 4 period two series or two formulation are design are shown in the tablet. So in the replicated cross design, there are 4 periods, that is dash 4 types of study, 2 series, that is sequence 1 and sequence 2, and there will be the 2 formulation that is used test and relevant. So the in the replicated crossover design, the sequence 1 and 2, that is 2 series, period 4, that is period 1, period 2, and period 4, and test will be the that is 2 formulation used, that is test formulation and the reference formulation. In this design, the test and the reference product are given to the same whole subject at specific time interval which is absent. So या टेस्ट मध्ये काय करतात, या डिझाइन मध्ये टेस्ट and reference products are given to the same subject at specific time interval, and the concentration or the study, their effect will be observed. So which is called as a replicated crossover design. So we study that is in this bioequivalence study, there are two types: lattice period design or balanced incomplete design. So in the balanced incomplete block design means there are two types of parallel group design, and that is replicated crossover design. So what is bioequivalence? It is a relative study of the two or more identical product. They are going to the systemic circulation. Their rate and they are into the same rate and same extent, and their statistical data will be identical. So which is called as the bioequivalent. So we stop here. We complete our bioavailability and bioequivalence chapter.